Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. Licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first time an iRacing subscriber grabs their wheel, grabs their pedals, they get the iRacing membership, they log on to the service, and a lot of the times the first series they run is the Rookie Street Stock Series. That car, even though it's so slow, even though it doesn't feel very technical at all, the skill ceiling on that car alone is one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire service. With that being said, these drivers here tonight are going to do their best to prove to you why these cars are such a joy to drive. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mac Nelson. Tonight we bring you season number 1 of the Special Stage Street Stock Series. If you're a fan of all things Special Stage, then you've heard of me, you've heard my voice. I'm going to be calling the IndyCar series on Friday. I called the GT4 series last night. I am Mac Nelson, part of Racer Nexus Broadcasting. So glad you could sit down and join me here tonight as we get ready for 2 heats here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the iRacing Street Stocks. We'll take a look at Curtis Grant, our number 300 driver in that purple and blue street stock. What a nice looking street stock it is, man. Monster Energy. The liveries here in the Special Stage series, whether it be the Pro Trucks, whether it be the GT4 or the Street Stocks. Haven't seen the IndyCar yet, but I'm sure we're going to see good liveries in that series as well. But the liveries here in the Special Stage series, they are something different. Going over the weather with you guys tonight, we have a cool 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 19 degrees Celsius here in North Carolina. Track temperature is 68 degrees, so these drivers are going to be able to feel most of that asphalt on their tires. They are going to be very, very grip heavy here tonight, which is a good thing. You want the grip here, especially here at Charlotte. It's really fun the faster you can send this car around. Match lost, they're the boss men. Number 400 in that red street stock. He runs a 36.93. As I apologize, there's one thing that I've got to change real quick on my end. I apologize about that. As we have Adam Boislard, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. He has actually ran fastest. That is going to be a 36.88 on your screen right now. And me%, who we see in a plethora of series here in the special stage. Zach Amspacher as well. He is actually cammed up for tonight's race. Zach Amspacher right there. You can see him. We'll be showing him as he prepares to tackle week 1 here in the special stage Street Stock Series. Also, one-time broadcast partner of mine for the special stage Pro 2 Truck Series. Zach Amspacher hopped into the booth, had himself one heck of a debut. Good to see him out here. Brandon Asbury here in the kind of Miami Vice vibe, number 23, 023 actually. Street stock. We're going to be doing 2 pairs of heat races here tonight. That's going to be the schedule going forward. Speaking of schedule, we'll pull that up for you here now. This is week 1. We are at Charlotte, 2 20-minute heats like the graphic down in the bottom right suggests. Next week, we're going to the Slinger, baby. It's going to be a figure 8 race. Only difference in the ruling is there's going to be 3 fast repairs for that race next week. So we do not normally run 3 fast repairs here in the special stage Street Stock Series. And I also apologize. It's seeming that the internet is having a little bit of a hard time here tonight. I'm not entirely sure why that would be the case. I apologize. Hopefully that straightens itself out as well as it possibly can, as we are getting ready to grid here for heat race number 1. We'll go through that grid for you here now, as these drivers prep to do battle not once but twice here tonight. P1 is going to be Adam Boislard. P2, Ant Meeperson. That is your row number 1. Row number 2, Stephen Thompson and Matt Schlosser as well. Row number 3 is going to be Victor Aldrich and Zach Amspacher. P7 going to be Jonathan Green. P8, Travis Fleming. P9 is going to be Joey Herbal. P10, Eric Jeffrey. Row number 6 is going to be Max Cost and Curtis Grant. Row number 7, Brandon Carl and Brandon Asbury. I apologize. Row number 8, P15, Alex Good. P16, Dwight Sprodling. P17, Nathaniel Grant. P18, Brody Gunter. P19, Jake Wilshire. P20, Chris Houslip. And that is going to be your grid here tonight. Full invert on this second race. So do not forget that we are rewarding full 100% points. So the races are going to be equally weighted. So for the likes of Adam Boislard here and Meeperson, Stephen Thompson, Matt Schlosser, when they start this second race in the back, they're going to need to make up positions. Please ignore the time to go on the scoring tower. We are doing laps here, I do believe. So keep that in mind. We are not going off a timed race, which is how the GT4 and I presume IndyCar series are going to be. We are doing lap heats here. They are going to equate to around 20 minutes. So expect that to be our race length. It's going to be about 20 minutes long here for both of these. So a lot of action going to be packed in here over the course of your next hour. So if you've got some time, you want to see some good racing from some good drivers, you have tuned in to the exact perfect spot. Ant Meeperson going to have the button here in this race. How long will he keep that lead? It's something that a lot of drivers struggle with. I apologize. Adam Boyslard, that's right. He is going to have the button. He is our pole sitter. Can he keep the lead? It's one thing to have the lead. It's another thing to keep it. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for some action. Some beating and some banging. We are green here at Charlotte. These street stocks taking a little bit of time to get up to proper racing speed, but when they do, it's going to be real fun. It's going to be no lift through these corners. You're just going to have to almost treat it like a dirt car. Your rear end just constantly in a state of stepping out. The very slidey car, especially around here at Charlotte. It's going to be extremely fun. Name of the game is to keep that car tucked down onto that blue line as best as possible. Side draft is going to be a little bit of a problem here, especially with how banked these corners are. Those walls are going to produce a lot of air vacuuming effects. Aerodynamics, I'm not versed in it. I'd be an engineer if I was. Instead, I'm sitting here calling a race to you guys and gals on the internet. Adam Boyslard in that number 06 white and orange street stock. Making his way around here. Now we've got the 400 of Matt Schlosser. He's trying to make something work on the outside, but just the power, or lack thereof, I should say, of these street stocks to produce high line racing is just not really going to be a thing. We've got a little bit of a wall scraping. Not entirely sure who that was. That was the blue and purple car towards the back of your screen. We'll get a little closer look at how these guys are behaving. But right now, Curtis Grant. That is the blue and purple car that kind of got left out to dry on the top side. If you saw it on the back of your screen there was a little bit of contact. I believe that was Jake Wilshire and Joey Herbie. Could be wrong on that. We'll have to go back and take a look at it. We'll take a look at Jake Wilshire here. As, yeah, that's the 023 and the 53. So it looks like they got into each other big time. We'll have to take another look. Yeah, there's Joey Herbie just coming out of turn 4. Just fighting for the same real estate, not really knowing what was going to happen. That's Joey Herbie's night starting off on a real bad foot, but we do have 2 races here, so do not be alarmed. Still got Adam Boyslard in the front, keeping everything here at bay. As you can hear, these street stocks roaring as they move through the track. Some very fantastic camera angles as that sun begins to set. A little fog in the air. Perfect, and I mean perfect, racing conditions. But any condition is perfect for these guys in the special stage street stocks because they just want to race, man. They just want to get on the rig and race. I mean, you've got Ant Meeperson, Steven Thompson, Matt Schlosser, Brody Gunter, who is a special stage GT4 race winner last night. I spoke to him. Zach Amspacher as well, and, you know, just to name a few, those guys are in multiple special stage series. I called them in the jumpy trucks for the most part. I called them in GT4 for the most part, and now here they are tonight in the street stocks. So very well versed in just about every single discipline on the iRacing official service. As it's staying pretty calm through here, first 5 or so minutes, they are on their 7th lap. Purple time still going to Brody Gunter with a 36.48. The name of the game here is to not make any mistake. You've heard the term min-maxing if you're a video game player. Here you've got to do basically that. You have got to extract the most out of your car as possible and make zero mistakes, because the slightest of mistakes can cost you a few hundredths. And when you're in a car that's kind of on the slower side like this, those gaps of time, those hundredths, those tenths, they mean a lot more. Here we go with the 133 yellow car. Not entirely sure who that is. I believe that's Eric Jeffrey. He was pushing Brody Gunter. A little bit of bump draft heading into the corner. Brody Gunter liked the momentum that he got. Did not like that his rear end was stepping out. Now big contact between the car that I just talked about. Eric Jeffrey, I believe that might have also been Travis Fleming a part of that. As Dwight Sprodling, I apologize, has went off of the track. He came back on. We are still green here. And now we've got a 3x2. Make that 4x2, really. They are packed in there like sardines. They are trying to get the most out of their car. Really good job by Brody Gunter there. He's up 15 spots already into P3. He is playing the draft game perfectly. He is just keeping Ant Meeperson competitive on that high line. That's exactly what needs to be done. Maybe that's a little bit of the chemistry, considering they run in so many series together here at the special stage. That might be something that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage now. Eric Jeffrey, the Canadian, trying to get in on it. He cannot keep it as smooth as Brody Gunter. Brody Gunter is basically carbon copying the number 13 of Meeperson as they go around, starting their 11th lap here in the race. We'll take a look back at Zach Amsbacher, who is in the middle of the pack. You see him trying to drive that number 22 street stock as best as he can. It's going to be really hard to make up positions as somebody gets around. That's Brody Gunter. We'll have to take Zach Amsbacher out of the picture for now, as we should. But I believe we should be going yellow, unless we're just not doing yellows here. That might be a thing. As, yeah, we stay green. That is going to be Brody Gunter. Just unfortunate from him. We'll have to go back and take a look at it. The timing tower didn't want to reflect that. We'll have to go back here. Here is Brandon Carl. We don't want to be watching Brandon Carl. We want to be watching Brody Gunter. There it is. You saw it on your screen there. The WIP driver. Just getting spun around. He was in such a good position. And the layers of unluckiness just keep falling Brody Gunter's way. Last night in the GT4 series, something very, very similar happened. And it prevented him from doing well in the first heat. Came back and won the second heat. So will we see parallels when it comes to the fate of Brody Gunter inside of that second heat? Now Ant Meeperson needing to rely on the boss man Matt Schlosser to be his draft buddy and keep him as competitive as Brody Gunter was. And here they come around turn number 2 down the back straight. Heading into turn 3, they're keeping it nice and tidy. They're being especially nice now that they've seen one of the leaders going end over end and now in the pit lane. So maybe a little bit of caution on the side of these drivers. As the number 06 of Adam Boislard getting pushed by Steven Thompson. Steven Thompson, I know I've been giving a lot of credit to that top line for staying competitive, but Steven Thompson's doing just as good, if not better. Look at him. He has dialed that back bumper of the 06. Something that is very, very important. As I do apologize still. We're still getting sort of a compromised connection. The internet is not really resolving itself. Hopefully it's just a little bit of graininess, not a lot of buffering. I do so dearly apologize for that. I will try my best to prevent that from happening in the future, but for now, we have what we have. All I can do is call this amazing racing we have here, the 06 of Adam Boislard. Starting to get a little bit of separation from the number 24 of Stephen Thompson. Matt Schlosser doing the same for Ant Meeperson. But these guys are staying neck and neck, bottom line and top line. Now we've got Eric Jeffrey again all the way in P9. We'll go take a look at him. He's trying to get a little crafty on the top side. We are 3 wide, almost 4 wide here in lap number 17. Eric Jeffrey not going to be able to set his car correctly. He's going to run into the wall. That's going to be a big drop of pace, and the 300 of Curtis Grant gets turned around by what I believe was the 95 of Jake Wilshire. No, it was not. I apologize. It was the 98 of Victor Aldrich. We'll have to go back and take a look, but, I mean, you saw it plain as day happening. As I'll try to bring it up for you. I believe it was right about here. Yes, it was right after Eric Jeffrey ran into the wall. You see it? Yeah, just... You see it in the back of your screen there, the 300 and the 98 just colliding. Not really much you can do about that. That's the bad part of it. And so now some of these drivers, not a lot. I was going to say a lot, but truth be told, it really isn't. We've got 6 drivers who are currently in the pit or have hung it up. So we have 15 cars on the lead lap as it stands. Starting lap number 20. I believe they are going 30 laps. I believe that to be the magic number. There is a chance that it is not. And it could be 40, but I think it might be 30. Adam Boislard has about a third of this race left. He's got to try to keep it in front. He's been doing a fantastic job so far. Ant Meeperson, though, on that top line, it's been a very, very one-sided story when it comes to who's leading these top and bottom lines. It has been Adam Boislard and Ant Meeperson for the vast majority of this race. The 400 of Matt Schlosser seems to be content with where he is. Same with the second runner of the bottom line, Mr. Stephen Thompson. The only one who seems to have expressed at least blatant discontent with their position is the number 133 of Eric Jeffrey. He has tried a couple of times to get some moves done. You can see him wanting to do it now, and he's gonna make contact. I'm not entirely sure who that was, what car it was, but made contact. As that is what you do not want to see. As we'll go back and take a look. Zach Amspacher here. That's the view we'll use. Actually, I take that back. We'll get on the man, Eric Jeffrey. You see him coming around. I said it. I said he was expressing a little bit of discontent with his position. You can see him kind of eyeing an inside move. You can see him eyeing an outside move here once they get out of turn 4. And to be fair, the 26 of Travis Fleming was squirming just a little bit, but yeah, he went to the inside. It looked like the 26 of Fleming might have tried to block, or it could have been anything. It looks like it might have been a racing incident, but just a completely avoidable incident from those two drivers. But Eric Jeffrey did indeed just posts the fastest lap of the race with a 36.45. So maybe he's on to something. As Ant Meeperson looking to get a little bit of an advantage on that bottom line. It's not going to work. Matt Schlosser does not have to worry about anyone pushing him now. He can be fully focused on getting Ant Meeperson around this bottom line, which is going to be of the utmost priority for Meeperson, as we only have about 6 laps remaining. So these guys are going to have to start looking at a move and eyeing some sort of battle strategy, because the time for riding is over and they need to get a position. And Ant Meeperson, look at him go, keeping that car as straight as he possibly can. Almost getting out in front of Adam Boislard. Could not get it done. They'll have another try, and as these tires start to wear a little bit, this top line will actually get a better run coming out of these corners. But the name of the game here is Matt Schlosser has to get his run and start his run appropriately to be able to push Ant Meeperson all the way past the 0-6 of Adam Boislard. But that bottom line is doing work right now. Eric Jeffrey in that number 133 coming up behind Matt Schlosser in that red 400 WeatherTech street stock. Ant Meeperson in the 13 GoDaddy, as they are now on lap 27. So it'll be 3 to go next time by. These 8 drivers in a 4x2. They have been for most of this first race. But a little bit of discontent from the side of Stephen Thompson. Not a very smooth little bump trap on our leader. Got things shaken up just a little bit. We've got back markers now as well that are going to play a little bit of a role. Back marker is going to move up, but did not give them the most room in the world. Whew. That could have been bad for our leaders. Now Jeffrey in the 133 trying to look to the outside, maybe create a third lane here. It looks like that might not be the case now. He falls back into line. Around turn 3 we go. Out of turn number 4, completing lap number 28. This will be the start of lap 29. 2 laps to go. Adam Boislard, Ant Meeperson. It's anybody's race, but if you're a betting man, you're probably betting on Boislard. The bottom line has been the better line all night here, as we do our first of 2 heat races here in the Street Stock Series. Around turn number 4 we go. Meeperson with not the greatest of runs. We'll look to Barney. Can we see it? I believe it's white flag in the air. Yes, it is. We are official one more time around here in Charlotte for our first race of the night. Boislard starting to get a little handsy with the 13 of Meeperson. Will that prove to be his downfall, as Meeperson has a full car length? He doesn't get down. The 24 of Stephen Thompson goes down as well. It's now a 4-car man show. I don't know what I'm saying. Matt Schlosser pushing Meeperson into the wall across the line. It's going to be Adam Boislard by 1/100th of a second. What seemed like a very vanilla race, a very missionary race, turned out to be a photo finish in the terms of a 1/100th of a gap finish. Wow, what a race. P1 goes to Boislard, P2 goes to Meeperson. P3 goes to Matt Schlosser. P4 goes to Eric Jeffrey. P5, Alex Good. And then you got Jonathan Green, Zach Amspacher, Max Cost, Brandon Carl, and Jake Wilshire in your top 10. And with a 3-minute warm-up, that is my cue to go grab a drink of water, maybe use the bathroom. If you are interested, do the same, because we will be back with heat race number 2 very, very shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Welcome back to the special stage street stock series here live in virtual Charlotte. We have concluded our 3-minute warm-up for the drivers. Hopefully all you watching at home got yourself a water, a snack, whatever you prefer, as we get set here to go racing again, all over again, here in heat race number 2. As we get set and ready here for our heat race number 2, we'll go over the starting grid here with you. A little bit of different visual here. A little bit of bug work that needs to be done on the scrolling grid. I apologize about that. I'll get that sorted. P1 is going to be Chris Hazlett. P2 is going to be Brandon Asbury. P3 is going to be Brody Gunter, who will benefit nicely from that. P4 is Curtis Grant. P5 is going to be Victor Aldrich. P6 is going to be Travis Fleming. P7 is going to be Dwight Sprodling. P8, Joey Herbie. P9, Stephen Thompson. Outside him on row number 5 is going to be Nathaniel Grant in the 999. Jake Wilshire and Brandon Carl make up row number 6. Max Cost and Zach Amsbacher will be in row number 7. P15, Jonathan Green. P16, Alex Good, part of Purple Sector Motorsports. Eric Jeffrey in P17 with Matt Schlosser in P18. Ant Meeperson in P19. And very last on the grid, of course, your race winner from race number 1 here tonight, Adam Boislard. So we're going to get things under wraps here. We're going to get things, I guess not under wraps, underway. This needs to be the opposite of under wraps. Everyone needs to know about the Special Stage Street Stock Series, as well as all their other magnificent series that feature a lot of these drivers you see on the grid here tonight. So if you're a Special Stage fan and you plan on tuning into all their series, pick yourself a driver and get to cheer. And let me know in the comment section below who you are rooting for. Or I guess nowadays the comment section is to the right of the videos, huh? Weird times we live in. Back in my day, you couldn't even stream on YouTube. That was back when Twitch TV was Justin TV, if anybody remembers that. But that is for another discussion, another day, another matter. We're doing it all over again as we look to crown a second feature winner here tonight. Brody Gunter has the button, and he pushes that button early. We are green again in Charlotte. Hear the mighty roar of those street stocks as they go around Charlotte here and do battle. Brody Gunter in the 0-1, gonna try to do his best and get a race win here tonight. The 98 of Victor Aldrich is going to have something to say about that, as he is right behind him on that inside line. Stephen Thompson, who had an untimely demise at the very end of the last heat, he will be in the 3rd spot of this inside line. Unfortunately, the 0-2-3 of Brandon Asbury kinda has been left out to dry. Of all the top 5 drivers, he is the only one up there in that second line. We've got some drivers now coming to try to help. I believe that is the 300 of Curtis Grant. Yes, it is. A little bit of the light blue teamwork here. If he can get caught up to him, that is the number 26 of Travis Fleming trying to push Curtis Grant. And then Zach Amspacher, who needs to work his way up the grid here. In P11 currently, Adam Boislard, your winner from last race. All the way up in P10. He's got a spot on the inside line, so he's doing quite well for himself. Oh, and there's contact between Fleming and Curtis Grant again. They're going to spin round and round. That is the 13 of Ant Meeperson, who took a little bit of damage by collateral. We'll have to get a view on him. Is he good? Is he going to have to pull into the pits? Oh, no, not exactly what you want to see. We'll go back and take a look at it. Coming through turns 1 and 2, you see big contact between a lot of people. Adam I don't know why I said Adam Matt Schlosser almost getting punted in the rear as a collection fee for all of that chaos. Curtis Grant, Travis Fleming out of the race currently. They are into the pits. Meatball flags for the both of them, or for one of them, I apologize. As we go take a look back at this leading pack, nothing really changed from the first race. Victor Aldrich was up here, had a little bit of unluckiness early on in the running. But right now, big mover, your race winner. We saw him earlier, Adam Boislard. Max Cost is well up here in the top 5. Number 63, street stock driver, part of Triple B Racing. He's going to try his best to stay inside of that top 5. Be very good for the points if he does. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, at the top of the broadcast, this is week number 1 of our special stage Street Stocks season number 1, and that's going to be your leader, Stephen Thompson, getting turned around and collecting Brody Gunter. Brody. I apologize, my speechlessness got me caught up in a coughing fit, but Brody Gunter cannot find a victory. Or I shouldn't say that, he won last night. He cannot find any luck in the special stage series, whether it's the Street Stocks or the GT4s. He just always ends up collected. We'll go have a look at it. Stephen Thompson being turned and in turn collecting oh, you just hate to see it. We're gonna rewind it just a little bit here so you guys can see a little bit more of the development as it happens. So coming through the tri-oval, if you want to call it, and that is just, oh man, it's so common too. It's such a common thing to do here at Charlotte. The line is so unorthodox through there that a lot of time drivers, they kind of just lose track of where they are, where the others are on the track. They try to hit that line and that line specifically. And that's going to be the end of the night for Brody Gunter. He might keep his car out on track just to keep it running, but the hopes of a win are down the drain, I'm afraid. As now we've got Victor Aldrich leading the race here, the number 98. Eric Jeffrey, Matt Schlosser in behind him. Brandon Asbury in that P4 spot. He's just a little ways back from this three-headed dragon up front. Eric Jeffrey going to try to get that top line to work. He's been there all night. He's here yet again. He has a ride or die for that top lane. And we are going to see what kind of work he can do. He has no sort of help, as that might be his biggest downfall, as these top 5 drivers have a sizable gap over P6 and the rest of the field. It is 1.8 seconds. If you're on a road course, that seems like nothing, but on an oval like this, that seems like an eternity. So the field getting spaced out. And the drivers are going to continue their way around. They're about a third of the way through this race. They are about to complete lap number 11 here, starting lap number 12. So here in a few laps' time, they will be crossing that halfway threshold. The internet is still not wanting to cooperate. Getting my words jumbled now. It's not just the internet connection, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully I can get that sorted for future broadcast. I do so deeply apologize, but not to take anything away from these drivers. Victor Aldrich is under a ton of pressure right now. He's got the outlaw Eric Jeffrey up there in the top lane, who doesn't seem like a big problem now, but if he gets a big run, he definitely will be. And Matt Schlosser going to take that place. He's washing all the way up to the very top of the track. I'm not entirely sure what Matt Schlosser thought he was doing there, but did he just get done in by the 133 of Eric Jeffrey? Because now Eric Jeffrey just took his spot. They switched positions. Now Matt Schlosser is out hanging to dry. So the worst possible exchange of positions there for Matt Schlosser and Eric Jeffrey, as now the boss man, Matt Schlosser, has to try to fit back into this bottom line, or he is just going to keep leaking positions. The top 5, they're all trying to figure out some sort of line to get their max cost. For some reason, just cannot catch the pack here. He might be able to do it. He got a very good run out of turn number 2 down the back straight. If he can mimic that again in turns 3 and 4, he might be up there. Now Matt Schlosser behind Eric Jeffrey, pushing him. They're going to rub a little bit. The 98 and the 133, that's Aldrich and Jeffrey. Lap number 14 has completed. They are starting lap number 15, so next time by will be halfway through. And it is a 5-car race for the lead here. As we open up the battle box, the battle for first, you can see it consists of all these drivers here. Victor Aldrich in the lead, 0.07 of a second separate the top 4, or the top 3. Going a little bit back, it is the top 4. Eric Jeffrey will pull up his dashboard. He's hitting speeds of 145 miles an hour on this oval. That is nothing to sneeze at, ladies and gentlemen. That is very, very quick. I'm sure a lot of you car heads here at home, you can turn the TV down, you can turn the computer down if you need to. I'm sure you've gone that fast in your cars, haven't told your parents. These are very, very fast and very, very capable machines. As Brody Gunter, who once looked like maybe a race winner tonight, ends up being a back marker, as the top 5 are going to pass him and get him down a lap. So the top 5, Aldrich, Jeffrey, Schlosser, Asbury, and Cost, stretching out that lead. It is now a 2.14 back to P6, which is Jonathan Green. He does have some help in the likes of Alex Good in that number 97. We'll get an onboard view of him as he is trying to push Jonathan Green back to this lead pack. Not much luck for the 97 of Alex Good. He can't seem to keep his car strapped down to that blue line like Jonathan Green can. Back up to our starting 5, or top 5, I should say. The top 3 still keeping it real close. Eric Jeffrey using that little bit of side draft that these cars put off. A little bit of contact now with the 400 of Schlosser. They are going to keep racing. That is going to bring Brandon Asbury into the fold. And if they can do that a couple more times, Max Koss will be right there as well. Starting lap number 20. After this, they'll have 10 to go. And then we will be finished here at Charlotte. Week 1 will be in the books. Who is it going to be? Eric Jeffrey finally getting truly alongside the number 98. Yes, the number 98 of Victor Aldrich. I apologize. Matt Schlosser still trying to push Victor into the good. That was a lot of weaving there by Eric Jeffrey. I thought maybe something was going to go down between him, the 98, and the 400, but no harm, no foul. We keep racing. Brandon Asbury in that number 023. More contact made between Jeffrey and Schlosser. Jeffrey trying to get as close as he can to that 400. Matt Schlosser is not falling. He is not folding. He is continuing to push and push with urgency, with haste. The leader of this race, Victor Aldrich, part of Team Watson Racing. Matt Schlosser, part of that Interstellar SRV team. Trying to keep his current best friend on the track, Victor Aldrich, out in front of everyone else. Eric Jeffrey has had a major fall off. He is now in the exact same position as he was earlier, except this time it's with Brandon Asbury, and it's for P3, not for the lead. So Eric Jeffrey, the lone gun, lone wolf out there on the top lane, it is going to mean he does lose positions. Max Cost still, for some reason, just cannot get himself caught up to this pack of 4. Eric Jeffrey now almost being bullied off of this bottom line. Much like he was doing in the opening race, he's finally going to be able to slot in. We have a 5-car single-file line. Eric Jeffrey just will not conform, will not stay in the bottom. He pushes it up into the second lane again. He wants all the positions. He has to swing it out up high for a little bit. That's going to kill his run coming out of 4. And Max Cost is officially here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 5-car shootout. We have only got 7 laps remaining. They are on lap 24. Here, gonna be 25 next time by. The 023 and the 133. America versus Canada. We saw it in hockey around a year ago, I believe. And now we're seeing it again here on the iRacing official service in the special stage Street Stock Monday series. A little bit of loosey-goosey there from the 023 of Brendan Asbury. Eric Jeffrey going to try to take advantage of that going up top here. Starting lap 25, Nathaniel Grant and Jonathan Green have crashed. That was P13 and P14. We'll go back and take a look at it here in a bit. We'll do it now while they are single file here. Real quick, just a little bit of contact. We'll actually go back, get a better look at that into turn number 3. And me% and the 999, they're going to collide. That's going to collect a whole bunch of drivers. So hopefully that was clear for our top guys, as yes, it was. Nothing inside of the top 5 has changed, except now it has. Eric Jeffrey has found himself out again in the 023, and the 133 collide. Eric Jeffrey not going down without a fight. He somehow is going to stay in the race. That's the 97 going around, and he's going to collect the 53. That's Joey Herbie. It's absolute pandemonium here in Charlotte. The field was stretched out, but it didn't even matter. Brandon Asbury crashed out as well with the 133, so it is going to be Victor Aldrich, Matt Schlosser, Max Cost here for your win. Your top 3 pretty much locked in. It's a 4.5 second gap back to P4, who is Adam Boyce-Lard. Adam Boyce-Lard definitely coming away with the most points here tonight, I'd imagine. Good finishes for him. Lap number 28. We will be 2 to go at the stripe. They are about to get 3 wide. Max Cost here. Gonna send it back down low. Gonna try to help the 400 of Matt Schlosser. Matt Schlosser spent his whole entire race pushing, and now, in the ultimate time, when it really comes down to it, he is the one being pushed. Can he defend his turf? Can he be king of his own kingdom? The admin of the special stage series. Matt Schlosser, lap number 29. Next lap will be white flag in the air. Matt Schlosser having to put the facts down that just because he runs it doesn't mean he can't run it. Matt Schlosser, I call him the boss man for a reason. Everywhere he go, he commands respect. That one, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to hype up the boss man. Last lap, white flag, here we go. Max Cost seems to be out of the picture for now. Matt Schlosser, Victor Aldrich side by side. Max Cost is going to have to try to pick a side and try to bring this home in second place. He's going to choose the bottom line. Matt Schlosser is not out in front of the 98 now. Max Cost going to try to swing it up high. We have a 3 wide situation. Now he's going to tuck in behind Matt Schlosser. He's going to try to take advantage and finish this race P2. Never mind. He's going to try to win it. 3 wide, coming down to it across the line. It's Matt Schlosser It's Victor Aldrich. It's Max Cost, your top 3 here in our last race of the night. And what a finish it was. What a chaotic race on both parties here, really. Max Schlosser trying his best to win the race, and he did. He spent all of the time being the good teammate, being the good man, pushing everybody, but when it came down to it, he held that lead. Like I said earlier, he was king of his own kingdom, and he is going to burn it down. He is not going to burn it down. He's going to choose the respectful route and just go straight to the pits. So we'll go over the results with you here tonight. Here is your results for heat race number 1. Adam Boyslard, Ant Meeperson, Matt Schlosser, Eric Jeffrey, Alex Good, Jonathan Green, Zach Amspacher, Max Koss, Brendan Carl, and Jake Wilshire being your top 10 of race number 1. Race number 2. Top 10 starts with Brody Gunter, Joey Herbie, Eric Jeffrey, Zach Amspacher, Alex Good, Adam Boyslard, Ant Meeperson, Max Cost, Victor Aldrich, and the man I'm interviewing right now, your race winner here in the second feature of the night, big boss man Matt Schlosser. Matt, how you doing, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing very, very good, actually. And let me know, Matt, you spent the entire race really just pushing, and then when you finally had the lead, you defended the keys to your kingdom. How did it feel, man? Was it fun? Well, as an admin, and as the big man on campus here with the special stage, I gotta ask, Slinger is on the schedule next week. Can you give some insight to the fans here watching the special stage on what they can expect here next week? Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really fun as well. I cannot wait to be here next week and calling that race for you. But I'm going to let you go here, Matt. But before I do, the floor is yours, man. Who do you want to thank for tonight? Anybody you want to give a special shout out to? first race, yeah, Adam. Yeah. Well, we appreciate the kind words, Matt, and I appreciate you for having me out here, and I cannot wait to see that figure 8 action next week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded our night. I want to once again apologize for all the internet problems. You know, it's something that I can't really control. I'm going to try to control it here tomorrow. I'm going to, you know, get on the phone, make some calls, but anyway, I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you coming out here. I appreciate all the support, Racer Nexus for Special Stage, all of that stuff. So you guys are truly the best. And I cannot wait to see you guys on Friday here. Special Stage IndyCar. Sunday, Special Stage GT4 as well. Next Monday, you can come right back here on the Racer Nexus YouTube channel. You'll see the second week of Season 1 of the Special Stage Street Stock Series. We will be at Slinger. It will be the figure 8, so you will see some chaotic racing. I can't wait to see how that goes. And from everyone at Racer Nexus, we appreciate you. We hope you have a fantastic night. My name has been Mac Nelson. I don't know why I said has been. My name is Mac Nelson. You're watching live broadcast of the Special Stage iRacing League. If you would like your league broadcasted, you can find all the links to everything Racer Nexus in the Discord, as well as Special Stage if you're interested in any of these series. And make sure you take care of yourself. That's the main thing. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next